Hello everybody, Will Hassel here to go and give you a special video on why to stay long on Starbucks after the kind of big down day it had today. It was down 2.59% today off of some news of slowing momentum. Up here I have the detailed quote, the chart of the 1 day, 5 minute for Starbucks and my positions. As you can see, I am long Starbucks. That would be Starbucks right here. My average unit cost is $63.95, so I'm up about nearly 21% for my position in Starbucks. I will probably stay Starbucks for a very long time. I will only really trim it and then add on to some of the dips. I wish I could have bought the dip today. Unfortunately, if I would have bought the dip, I would have wasted a lot of capital that I keep on the side. I make sure I have 10% of my portfolio in cash just for liquidity issues, and for clearing trades. Starbucks was down today quite a bit. Oops, I apologize. Based off of some ITG info that came out today that said momentum was going to slow this quarter, it's going to be about 5 to 6%, but the consensus was 6.6%, so that sent the stock down. It's really talking about a slowing momentum off of probably, as Howard Schultz said, 2 of the best quarters in Starbucks history. It has been a fantastic year for Starbucks. They have done really, really well. I think, yes, I have the data right over here. It is up oh wait, that's gross margins. If I remember right, it is up about 48%. Yes, year to date it is up 48.67% versus its nearest peer, which is J&J Snack Foods, which is up 35.76%. Why to stay long Starbucks? A lot of people have been talking about how growth may slow in Starbucks. That is totally the opposite. Starbucks right now is going to be entering in a massive growth period, probably the biggest since its initial expansion overseas. The reason for this is because they acquired Teavana earlier last year. Teavana is a store that specializes in just teas. And what Starbucks is going to do, since they acquired Teavana, they are going to set up tea stores that do not serve coffee. They serve only tea and other different types of food items. And they're going to open about 1,000 of these stores in the next coming of years. That is 1,000 new stores that will bring in Starbucks profits. Why they acquired Teavana? I believe that they bought it purely for China. The 100 stores that they have in there are mainly specialized tea shops. Some are coffee shops, most of them are tea shops, because most of that market is only tea and not so much coffee. So you can just imagine that these Teavana stores in the next coming of years, they're opening up 1,000 stores just in the US alone. If they go and expand into China with these specialty tea shops, they are going to do remarkably well. Starbucks is a fantastic long-term play. If you are not long this, you need to get long this right now on this pullback in terms of a long-term play. Short-term, there may be some bumps in the road with this quarter, although the mean estimate for what they're going to get on earnings is 69 cents, which is the mean consensus. The top consensus is 70 cents, and the low is 67 cents. To give you kind of a fill-in of what this year's earnings are going to be compared to last quarter's earnings. Last quarter's earnings was a beat of 63 cents. That means the lowest that they are expecting for this quarter is 4 cents higher than the beat that they did last quarter. Now, granted, it is probably because of the holiday season, but still, they're going to be posting some pretty impressive earnings. As we can see here, PE is $30.09. Not a ridiculously high PE considering the fact that it does have the highest PE of any of its peer groups. It because a lot of people are pricing in this huge Teavana move that they're expecting, because they have opened a couple stores. There's one over in New York, and I think a couple in California. They are already starting to go and see these Teavana stores starting to do really well. I'm looking up on the chart. I will just go to a 10-day. It's had some weakness, as we can see, coming off of its 52-week high. It's only about 5%. 6.21% off of its 52-week high. So this pullback, I mean, if you have been waiting for a chance to get into Starbucks, now is the time. If I go and I put this onto a daily for a 12-month, look at that chart. That chart is going nowhere but up. This is the only little downtrend that we have. If I were to go and draw these lines out, it's staying in its tight little range, and it formed a little bit of a top right here, and that's probably why you saw the down movement. One of my friends and also Leaders member, Ben Banks, when posted a chart the other day, told me about it, about how there could be an upcoming short in Starbucks, an area for a short, and he got this right on that. He really just nailed this all the way. If I remember right, he said he saw some toppy action at $79.20 with a short target of $77.41 was where he wanted to get out on that short, just as a trade idea. And if you go and look where it closed today at 77.38, he nailed it right on the head. He's an excellent technician. I trust everything that he says. But on the other side, you cannot beat these fundamentals and this chart pattern that's been going on. He even told me that the chart pattern is very good on the long term, and I think this is that little bit of a drop that it needed in order to continue its uptrend, because it has been fighting a bit for that uptrend in order to make new 52-week highs. A big other thing for Starbucks is they are one of the biggest players in the mobile payment industry right now. The biggest player that is in the mobile payment industry, besides Bitcoin, is a company called Square. What Square does is it's a virtual wallet. You can go and pair your credit cards to it, and when you touch it, it flips over to where it's the barcode. They scan the barcode, and then you complete your purchase. Starbucks has a investment in Square. That's why if you have the Starbucks app, that's why you see how you pick your Starbucks card, and when you pay for it, you press the card and it flips over and it's that barcode that you go and you scan. That's because of their partnership with Square. This is only going to get more on the rise. I see more and more people every day on their iPhones, on their Androids, scanning with this mobile payment process. It's only going to keep getting bigger and bigger. It's going to be a key thing to watch for this earnings, and I think last quarter they did 25% of their sales on Square. I'm thinking it's going to be closer to 40% here on Square. I mean, it just shows that there is a massive integration going into mobile, and that Starbucks is leading the way into the mobile payment industry. They are not just lagging behind when it comes to new forms of payment and how to go and get their customers to pay for it in a new way. Despite the Starbucks card, that's their own form of currency, really. But having these Starbucks cards not only in physical form, but also in a digitalized form. I also think that there are whole new lines of beverages that are coming out. They're kind of carbonated Italian sodas are going to fit right in. I think they're going to do really, really well. They're starting to integrate more with some food, some of the different sandwiches. Holiday drinks, I think, are going to do pretty well this year, despite the fact that there is that decreasing momentum. The research has backed it up, so there's nothing that I can go and say against it. Although I have to say, even though momentum may have slowed down, you do not know the types of items that people are buying. I saw an item yesterday in Starbucks when I got my grande eggnog latte. I saw that there was an interesting little Starbucks bundle. It's called the New York Times bundle, and what it is it's a bag of the Starbucks dark espresso beans. It comes with a French press, and then also an 8-week subscription to the New York Times, a digital subscription to the New York Times. And you purchase it, and it's got a little card in it that I imagine you go online and you type that in, and you get your subscription to the New York Times. It's these types of partnerships, it's these types of items that I really think are going to be seen moving. The Vehismo probably is going to get a lot of sales here because of the whole Christmas factor. Now, they do report their next earnings in January, so we probably will see an increase in sales in the Vehismo and these types of Starbucks beans and cups side of the story. Even though momentum may have slowed down and they may be decreasing some of their drink sales because of that lowering momentum, I'm just assuming because of the lower momentum, I then assume that their Vehismo is going to pick up because it's Christmas time. People are going to want coffee makers. People are also going to want the Christmas blend beans. People are want to go and buy all these different types of beans for their friends. Starbucks posts their first quarter earnings on January the 23rd, so more than a month from now, so they still have a lot of time to then catch up, maybe even improve some of the momentum that's going on. Another thing that I saw in Starbucks yesterday, I saw I thought one of the coolest things ever. It's a little wooden type of a chest, and what it is it's a mini bag of each roast, and it has a little summary of each roast on the top of the lid. When you open it up, it has a little list of the roast and what type of a roast they are. And just comes with mini little bags. That's a perfect sampler. I think it was like $20 for like 10 different little mini bags of beans that I think, probably brew 3 or 4 cups. You give that. I can see this coming into the holiday times. A lot of people are going and giving these to their friends to go try different types of coffees. They're buying their friends the New York Times package, where it comes with a bag of beans and the French press, but also the New York Times subscription. I've seen a lot of people buying different types of drink holders as they're coming up with all these cool festive drink tumblers. My girlfriend really likes their little angular iced tumbler that they have, where it's a cup and it looks all angled. And I'm seeing a lot of people more drift towards these new types of mugs that they're having out as the styles keep changing. We're into festive mugs right now. Another thing that I saw is that normally you can buy their syrups in the very large sizes, but now I saw that they have a little tinier package. It's about I think it was maybe a 10-ounce bottle of the syrup, but it also comes with a little nozzle, so you go and you hit the pumps. So they're expecting people that love their Starbucks drinks to buy those syrups. I saw them in vanilla and hazelnut. To buy those syrups, look up the menu on the Starbucks website, see how they make it, watch their baristas how they make it, and do the same thing at home, but with the Starbucks syrup, with the Starbucks beans, and with the Starbucks mugs. When you go and you factor all this stuff in, I don't see how you cannot be long Starbucks. I don't think this quarter is going to be bad whatsoever, despite the slowing in momentum. We still have more than a month left in this quarter. I think we can probably see the momentum actually come up a bit, and it's not going to be a bad quarter whatsoever. I think you're going to see a huge rise in a lot of the places that I talked about, whether it be the syrups, the mugs, these new types of coffee packages that they have with coffee and other items, or whether it be, their beans or the Vehismo itself. I think you're going to see a huge rise in profits this year for Starbucks, because also this quarter, what's different from the last quarter is they opened up some of the Teavana stores, so you got to factor in the Teavana a little bit right now. So all the new sales that are happening in Teavana are also going to Starbucks. And I would like to thank you all once again for listening to this video and for watching this video. Please follow me and all the other Leaders members. You can follow us on, you can look us up on leadersinvestmentclub.com, see all of our different individual bios. Follow me on Twitter, please. I am Will Hassel WS. You can email me questions. You can tweet me questions. I'm more than happy to take them. Thank you once again for watching my videos. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on my blog, and watching me on YouTube. Thanks, and I'll see you guys